Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so let's see what's going on here with Capricorn. Death card, which can represent Scorpio. We have the King of Cups. All right, we have the Eight of Cups. So walking away from something, I feel like this card wants to come out. Walking away from something and coming into your own strength and your own power. I feel like there's something that you're holding on to that you have to let go of. It could be a Scorpio, but I also feel like it's somebody that is just not emotionally available. Someone who is unemotional available. Sometimes we feel like, sometimes when we're unemotionally available within ourselves, and we don't want to see that and we don't want to look at that, that we'll find someone else and we're like, well, if I can fix that other person or I can make that person emotionally available, then I'm not having to deal with my own self, that I'm not having to deal with my own feelings and my own thoughts and what I'm trying to get away from. And if I spend more time of dealing with someone else, then I don't have to deal with myself. But I feel like this is kind of coming into that realization that it's time to walk away from something, this emotionally unavailable person, and come into your own strength and your own power. And finding those ways to do it on your own, to do something on your own. We have the King of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands. Oh, I love it. The Ace of Wands, the Magician. Oh, I love it. Look at that. I love it. Look at that. That this is what you're struggling with, that this is what you're dealing with, that you're trying, that you realize that you need to walk away from emotionally unavailable situation, and by doing that it transforms into this your strength and your power. And I love this Ace of Wands. I feel like there might be somebody that you need to reach out to and communicate to with, which I feel goes back to this King of Cups, that emotionally unavailable person, and you're like, I'm charging ahead, I'm moving away. And I feel like this Knight of Cups is going right into this Ace of Wands, and it's like, I'm going to have my own power, my own strength. And then we have the Magician, realizing that you're in control of everything, and that leads to the Nine of Cups. So I love that. I love that power. I love that realization that your Nine of Cups is within you. To not put that on to somebody else, to not try and search or find it through somebody else. That you realize that you have the power to make your own Nine of Cups. I kind of feel like let's look at the Death and King of Cups, High Priestess. I feel that you're not really listening to yourself, right? That you're not really listening to that inner voice, and I feel like that you weren't doing that, but that now you're realizing that that's what you need to do, that that's what you're struggling with, right? Is the High Priestess is listening to that inner voice. Like I said before, sometimes if we don't want to deal with what we have going on within ourselves, is that we kind of put that on other people, and we're like, well, if I'm with this person, then I'm not having to deal with my own issues and my own stuff that's going on, and those things that I need to move away from and I need to deal with. I feel like that's that Page of Wands, is that it's time to take a look at it, and it's time to look at, okay, what's really going on with this situation. You realize that you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back by holding on to this Eight of Cups. It's almost like you're afraid to take a step, because I kind of see her foot coming out here. Like you're afraid to take this step. You're not confident in taking this step. Because maybe this is something new and this is something different for you. Look at that, new and different. right? This is something new and something different for you. To take those steps, you know, it's not easy. It takes a very strong, confident person or a driven person with that inner voice to make changes in their life, to break patterns, to break habits. It's a strong person who does it. It's somebody who has that will and that power to not accept things if they're not going for them, if they're not feeling that fulfillment. A lot of people will just accept things and be like, well, this is the way that it is, and this is the way it's going to be, so I'm just going to give in and I'm going to accept it. But I feel, I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn rising. I feel like Capricorns, which I've said so many times before, are fighters, and that they are always striving for more and for better. I'm not saying that other signs aren't, but I feel there's more of a determination with Capricorn, especially I feel with the Capricorn having the Devil card, because I feel like the challenges are bigger and stronger, and that it's always challenging to get away from that Devil energy. And I feel that Capricorn is, in a way, is sort of a loner and needs their own space, but they're also driven, right? Because that King of Pentacles also represents Capricorn, somebody who's very driven. And I feel that Capricorn is, but they're driven in their own way. I feel that, you know, Capricorn can be held back for a while, but then it gets to the point where it's like you're ready to bust free. And I feel that that's what's going on here, is you've kind of stifled this inner voice for long enough, and now you're ready to make changes. That you realize that, hey, I am holding myself back and I have to make some changes here. Determination. Tower. That's what I was feeling, is you've gotten to the point where you're like, I'm ready to rebuild. I'm ready to strip things down. I'm ready to move on. I don't want to accept things the way that they are anymore. I felt kind of that change in the reading right here with the Ace of Wands and then the Magician and the Nine of Cups, and that's where it leads you. But, oh, look at that. We have the Sun card come out. I love it. Ace of Cups. Overflowing with happiness and fulfillment because you're in your own power. You're in your own power. Looking back over to see what you've built, but what are those changes that you can make? All right, we have the Lovers and we have the King of Swords. Coming into your own power, right? Strength. Finding the solutions. King's energy, strength and power. That you're in control. Analyzing and looking back at things, right? Also analyzing, I feel, looking back on relationships. Looking at how you've gotten here. Looking at those changes that you need to make, looking that you're in the power and that you have to have the most fulfilling relationship with yourself first. Bottom of the deck, Empress. I love it. Growth, prosperity. Definitely a learning lesson for you. You're in charge of this, okay? These three cards here are what made me feel the energy change in the reading, is these three cards here, that you're in charge. We have the hands here, right? That you're in charge of your actions. You're in charge of what's going on. You're in charge of your Nine of Cups. Being in charge and not giving that power to somebody else brings a sense of fulfillment that you can't describe. It's something that you have to feel. And when you feel that, you always want to feel that, and you don't ever want to give that up. Once you have that. But there's definitely some rebuilding that has to be done here. I love it. Again, the Magician, that's number 1. It's a yes card. We have all the resources. I have all the resources I need, inner and outer. Again, that strength is within you. That we have action, power, manifestation, magic, worth, self-employment. That you have the power to make things happen, and that's what you have to come into that first, and don't hold yourself back from that. I felt like one more. Perfect, the Emperor. Number 4, a yes card. I am my own authority. I have the will and the power to create my life's structure. Perfect, right? Perfect. Creating your own structure. Stability, structure, protection, authority, control, focus, discipline. We have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. This is something that you have to be disciplined about, that you have to always keep on it. Once you break those patterns that you've had before that were not positive for you, and you, like I said, once you feel that power within yourself, that you're in control, that it becomes easier. It's not more of a struggle, but being able to come into this power and to feel that strength within yourself, and to know that you're in charge of your own 9 of Cups, and for you to actually take actions to it, that's a struggle there. And once you do that, it becomes more of a habit, and that becomes your new norm. And you start manifesting things, and things start to come in for you. And that becomes your new norm. But it's working through that process that can be a little difficult, because it's letting go of things, it's embracing things, it's listening. It's a new way of doing things, but if that's what you want to have happen, and you feel committed and strong about it, then that's what you will make happen. I feel like that's Capricorn, is that if Capricorn wants something to happen, they will make things happen. Once you put your energy and your effort into it, there's no stopping you. All right, we have transform, and I feel that's definitely goes perfectly with this reading, and this also represents the death card, which is the first card that was out, is that transformation, and there's all these butterflies all around, and you're transforming into your own power and your own strength, and you're having that fulfillment, and you're manifesting that 9 of Cups, and you're in your own power, and I love it. I love these. You have to believe that you have the power, and there are days when you feel weak, and that's okay. But just go back to those tools, what I've said before, those things that make you feel powerful. Those, when I was going through my transformation, I had those readings that I would listen to over and over again from other readers that would give me that power and that strength to help push me forward, and know that yes, things are going to get better for me. I just have to believe it. I have to be in that energy for that to happen, or to do those things that make you happy and make you feel strong and make you feel confident, or be around those people that make you feel that way, and to believe that within yourself, and like, yes, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Keep pushing, keep trying. Because this is definitely very beautiful here. I mean, with the Sun card, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Magician, the 9 of Cups. Powerful energy here, and don't ignore that, because I feel it wants to come in for you, and it wants you to see it. You have to just open your eyes to see it. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.